Hey, what's up everybody? SnareDrumGuy here. I want to go ahead and cut straight to the most important part about KPQ right now, because it is truly the most vital piece of information for Kerning PQ altogether and for this tutorial video. So something I really want everyone to know is when you talk to Clodo in stage 1, she's going to give you some kind of riddle. The answer to the riddle is how many tickets you need to get from alligators. And a lot of people don't memorize the answers to her riddles or ask other party members. You literally don't have to look up a guide or wiki or anything like that online. All you have to do is open up your stats menu, like as if you're going to put your ability points on, and hover over the word job with your cursor. It should be on a little pink tab. And a little cheat sheet will just pop up in front of you, and that will be all the answer to Clodo's riddles right there. Super helpful. It was really groundbreaking when I found out. I was actually quite frustrated because of how hard I was trying to look online for the answers and everything. But anyways, please just take note of that and spread the word as well, because most people seem to not even know this. So anyways, just wanted to mention that. Thank you so much for the request of this tutorial, and on with the masterclass we go. Starting tutorial now. Hello everyone, and welcome into the SnareDrumGuy channel. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I am here to make a Kerning Party Quest tutorial video today, famously known as KPQ. Of course, you have to go to Kerning City of Victoria Island to be able to run this PQ. As most of us know, it is one of the lower level PQs. All right. I think there's only one PQ that I can think of that's lower level than this, and that would be Genesis PQ that you could run at level 10. Now the levels for this PQ run from level 21 to 30. So you can't run this PQ at level 20, and you can't run this PQ at level 31. But from 21 to 30, you can run this, okay? And the way it helps me remember is like the swamp is full of alcohol or something. So, you know, you got to be 21 in order to party quest here or something. Anyways, to be able to do this quest, you need a minimum of 3 people, which I have in my party here. You can use your HP marker to see how many people you have. 3 people total in your party, between 3 and up to 6, at least in this version / server here. What the leader does is he's going to come to Legolas here, double clicks and says, I want to do the party quest when everybody is ready. If everyone is between the levels of 21 and 30, they're able to do it with you. Otherwise, she will not let you in. We're going to go ahead and click her and go in. One more thing to take note of is when you hit 30, usually people go do their job advancement at that time. Whatever class you are, once you hit 30, you go do your job advancement, and you can still KPQ after your job advancement all the way until you hit 31. Once you hit 31, you can't KPQ anymore. So if you go do your job advancement first and come back, you can KPQ a little bit longer before you turn 31. All right, without further ado, let's check out the PQ. Let's see what it looks like inside. I'm gonna double click Legolas. We're gonna see if the party, the channel is open. And it is. Have fun. All right, the first thing you do as a party member is you come all the way to the right side of the map, and you're gonna talk to Clodo here. Now, she is gonna give you a riddle. The riddle, the answer to the riddle is going to be the same number of tickets you need to collect from these alligators that you're going to kill in the same map. So here's one example. She says, here's the question. Collect the same number of coupons as the minimum amount of int needed to make first a job advancement as a magician. Now, I happen to just memorize that the answer is 20. But here is the key thing, okay? If you don't learn anything else from this PQ, the main thing that I want you to take note of from this PQ, this is the most important thing about this PQ. If you don't know the answers to her riddles, like I didn't know a few years ago, and I was scrambling all on the internet, MapleWiki, whatever, going everywhere saying, where are the answers to all these riddles? Where's Clodo's riddle? I was getting frustrated. Turns out, all you have to do to find the answers is open up your stats menu right here, where you put your ability points and you apply them. There's the word job, which has the pink little logo over here. If you take your mouse cursor and you hover over that, you'll notice a little cheat sheet thing pops up. And it says you can make the first job advancement to warrior or bowman, thief, magician, or pirate. And it tells you the minimum level that you need to be. It's all right here. This is like a mini cheat sheet that comes up that will answer all of Clodo's questions, except for if she asks minimum level required to make job advancement. And that is just, you have to remember to be level 30 for any class to make second job advancement. Now, there is one little trick question here. There's the most common answer people get is, what's the minimum amount of strength a warrior must have in order to job advance? And the answer to that is 35, as you see right here. Okay. Now, there's also a question she asks, what is the minimum level you have to be as a warrior to make first a job advancement? Now, to make first job advancement for any class, it's only level 10. Now, she throws in the word warrior in there just to throw you off, so some people can see them and say, oh, I got the warrior one. I must have to collect 35 tickets, the strength one. And no, the trick is you have to read carefully what she says. Don't just look for keywords, because you're going to end up collecting 25 more tickets than you need to. Okay. So anyways, moral to that is just read. She has a little tricky question there. It says, what's the minimum level you have to be as a warrior to make first job advancement? That answer is only 10. What is the minimum strength a warrior needs to make second job advancement? That is 35. Anyway, so you get your answer to your riddle, and you come up here, and there's going to be plenty of alligators, all right? And you just use your basic attack or your special attack, whatever you primarily use to attack, and you hit these alligators. They drop tickets one by one. Every one of them drops one singular ticket. So there shouldn't be any alligators that don't drop a ticket. It's not like a random spawn chance. It should be 100% success rate as far as spawning. Okay. And then you collect your tickets. I'm going to kind of skip this part because this part's self-explanatory. All right, so my answer was 20. So if you have too many tickets, like in this case, I got 48. That's way too many tickets. All right, what's 20 minus 48? That should be 28. So I'm going to go 28. And I should have exactly 20. You want to have the exact number. If I have too many, let's see what she says. I'm sorry, but that is not the right answer, yada, yada. Here's the question again. She will re-give you the question. So if you have the exact number, in this case, it'll be 20 in my pockets. All I have to do is talk to her, and she says, that's the right answer. You received a pass. You take the only pass that you have, and you drop it for the party leader to pick up. Once the party leader has everyone else's pass, then we can go to the next stage. Again, the leader does not get a riddle. The leader does not have to collect a pass for himself. So all he or she does is help out the others, kill alligators, and help collect tickets. Make sure you communicate when you do that, because if you're just collecting tickets quietly for somebody while they're collecting tickets from somewhere else, you're going to kind of miss counts, and you're going to realize you're getting way too many tickets and they're already almost done. So it's sometimes better to just leave them on the ground for others to pick up if you're helping. Just something to take note of. I am the leader of this group right now, so excluding me, I should have 2 passes, because leader doesn't have a pass. So I should only have 2 passes. If you have a party of 6 people, including yourself, you're not going to have a pass, but the 5 others will have a pass. So you should have 5 passes if there's 6 people in the party. Hopefully that makes sense. I have both passes. We're good. Make sure nobody gives you a subway kerning ticket to troll you or anything. The leader is going to click Clodo, and it's going to say clear. And then you go on to stage 2. The rest of the stages are pretty self-explanatory and fairly quick. You're going to notice 4 ropes here. Okay. It doesn't matter how many people you have in the party. You only need 3 people for this part. This is a combination stage, similar to the barrel stage, if you're familiar with that, similar to JMS, if you're familiar with that, similar to the sealed room, if you're familiar with that. If you're not, it's okay. It's as simple as this. You have 3 people on a combination of 4 of these ropes. And it doesn't matter if I start here. It doesn't matter if I start here. It doesn't matter if Dan is over here, etc. It doesn't matter what order. You just have 3 people on 3 of these ropes out of 4. The leader will click Clodo and she will tell you simply if that is right or wrong. If it's wrong, which by the way, it's a 1 in 4 chance of being right, so it's a 3 out of 4 chance of being wrong. If the leader clicks her and it's wrong, one person will move off the rope and go to the next rope, and we will simply just check the next combination. Now, a lot of people play where as soon as it says wrong, they just assume that somebody knows to move, and that's miscommunication again. We don't like that in PQs, right? So if I were to click and it says wrong, Dan wouldn't know whether to start moving over to this rope here or if I need to move over to this rope. So if we both move at the same time, we go, oh, sorry, you go ahead. Oh, sorry, you go ahead. Oh, sorry. And then there's miscommunication. So standardly, you're supposed to go clockwise. That would mean if I click this and it says wrong, everybody would be on the understanding that Dan would be the one to move next to here. If it is incorrect after that, then Chibi Chibi here would be the next one to move 1 rope over. And so on until it's the right answer. Now there's only 4 combinations. So if this is wrong and Dan goes here and that's wrong, she goes here, that's wrong, then I would just have to go over here to this rope, and then it should be right. But let's see what happens. You always talk to your NPCs twice, so just talk to get the text out of the way. Okay, it says wrong. Dan's gonna move. All right. He now moved over to this rope. This rope's now open, and we're gonna check this combination. Incorrect. So now Chibi moves clockwise, and if this is wrong, I move over to this rope, and that should be the last combination, but that's it. That's the right one. All right, this next stage here, in fact, pretty much the rest of the PQ's combination stage is just like that. This little platform right here doesn't count. This is just a way to help get up. But you'll notice there's little platforms with kitty cats. 1 kitty cat on this platform, 2 kitty cats on this platform, 3 kitty cats on this platform, 4 kitty cats on this one, and 5 kitty cats on this one. All right, that just shows you the number. It's just the design. It just shows you that this is platform 1, this is platform 2, this is platform 3, this is platform 4, and this is platform 5. Okay. So it's another combination stage. You only need 3 people for this part as well. Don't matter how many people you have in the party. Everyone else just stands by. So you start at default with 1, 2, and 3. Okay. In case you're curious, no, it doesn't matter if you stand on the log or if you stand on the platform. If you are on the log, you are considered on that platform. Here's platform 3. If I'm on this log, this is platform 4. Or I could stand on the platform itself. It does not matter. So I am on platform, we're all 3 on platform 1, 2, and 3. And if it's wrong, the last person in line, which is me in this case, is going to move over 1. This is your traditional checking every combination. This is kind of like a slight introduction to like JMS, which is the combination box stage in Ludi PQ, or the sealed room where you just kind of move 1 by 1. So we're going to check. You always talk to your NPC twice. I am the leader. The leader is going to be the only one that clicks Clodo. Everyone else just waits. Incorrect. All right, so I move up 1. Wrong. There's not too many platforms. There's only 5. So again, there's not like a crazy number of combinations. We'll get through this pretty quick. JMS, there's 9 boxes. So that exponentially multiplies the possibilities, which makes it a lot longer. All right, so I moved, I checked all 3 of my spots. I checked platform 3, 4, and 5. After that, I went back to 4 because Dan's turn, it was his turn to move up 1. He went from 2 to 3. So now I'm only going to go to 1 platform past him. I'm not going to go to any platforms before him. I'm only going to go to platforms after him. So I click him. I checked 4. Okay, well, I move over to 5. All right, Dan's going to move up 1 now. Every time I get to the last platform, he moves up 1. He just did. He moved up to 4, and I don't want to go to any platforms before him, so this is the last combinations with both of us, 4 and 5, before it's Chibi's turn to move up. All right, this is incorrect. She's going to move up 1. So now it's going to be 2, 3, 4. This is just traditional combination taking turn stages. There we go. All right, great job, great job. You could use your little feather boost to get through this. You shouldn't have teleport for this PQ unless you're a magician that happened to turn 30 and did your job advancement before turning 31 and you came back here. All right, here we have 6 barrels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just like the other stages. You start from the lowest numbers and you work your way up in numbers. It's the same thing. It's another combination stage. In this case, Dan is the last one in line, so he's going to be the one to go from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, and then Chibi moves up 1. And then they all check until they get to 5 and 6, and then I move up 1, etc. Another traditional combination stage. Just follow your leader. In this server specifically, I'm not going to mention the name of this server. A lot of you know what it is already or can assume what it is, but in this server specifically, if you have a feature where you do @roll100, just like that, or you could use an exclamation mark as well, like this. It doesn't matter. Like that, and it generates you a random number between 1 and 100. Make sure that you have your whole party roll there for the boss loot. The boss drops slime shoes and card for this server. Okay, Dan rolled an 82, which is a 1 through 100, so his roll's higher than mine. Whoever rolls the highest number gets the loot. In this case, me, Chibi, and Dan. Dan rolled the highest. He got an 82. So he would be the one to get the loot. This is where confusion can kick in. I like to do it in this map before the boss map, which is next, because some people say, yeah, I won the roll, but I only need the shoes. I don't need the cards, or I only need the card. I don't need the shoes. And somebody else needs what they don't need. So then I give it to the second place person. Okay, second place wins card. First place gets whatever he wants, the shoes or whatever. Okay, so just make sure as a good party leader, you sort all that out and you make sure everybody's on the same page. If you have somebody with a pet, okay, make sure their pet loot is off. Okay, this is Kerning PQ. It's a low-level PQ. A lot of people will come in new to the server from different parts of the country. A lot of people have trouble understanding or have trouble communicating or working together. If they have a pet with them with automatic pet loot, automatic pet pickup, make sure that is disabled, because the pet will run over and collect the loot. Even if the person didn't win, it's going to be a first come first serve thing. So once you pick up the loot, you can't drop it. So make sure that your party members have their pet loot off so that they don't steal the shoes and card by accident. Okay, that is a big one, especially if you're in my party. If you go into the boss fight and you're a young magician, make sure you have Magic Guard on. There we go, there's Magic Guard. All right, and I set my macros to pet loot off and Magic Guard on just to remind everybody. All the time. This is for all PQs, by the way. Always have your Magic Guard on, your pet loot off, so you don't steal by accident. All right, let's check these combinations here so we can get to the boss stage. Always talk to your NPC twice. All right, Dan went from 3 to 4. He's just gonna go in order of the numbers. Some people do this economy type idea where they just 6 is closer, so they'll go from 3 to 6. Okay, and then they'll check 5 and 4 and then kind of scoot over for the next person or whatever. So sometimes people might move a little bit backwards, but just don't let that confuse you, okay? I like to go in order of the numbers, that way nothing ever gets confusing. Dan is on the last barrel here. So when we check this and it's wrong, the next person in line, which is Chibi, she will move up 1, and then we pick up from there. This is another JMS type style idea, which I have a separate video for as well. If ever you want to look into how to do basic combinations, JMS style, when it's the next person's turn, etc. Because understandably, it does get confusing. These can get a little bit confusing. Do be careful being right on the edge of the barrel, because then it won't count. Okay, this is an example of that. See, he has to move a little bit. There we go. Okay. Dan just did the last one, 6, so he went back to 5 because Chibi's going to move up 1 now to 4. I'm not going to move until these two are on the last 2 combinations, until they checked everything all the way to the last 2 barrels. Oh, that's the correct answer. That's the right one. Good job, guys. All right. Okay, you're going to kill these mobs. They drop passes. In this map here, this is the boss map, by the way, there's going to be 10 passes total. The leader needs all 10 passes in his hand. So it doesn't really matter who picks them up right now. Just don't die if you pick up the tickets, please. Do watch that tickets drop behind the portal. It makes them hard to see the spot a little bit. Here's your boss, King Slime. 1 big old slime. Make sure your Magic Guard's on, your pet loot's off, and you attack like hail. He's a pretty easy boss, especially if you have a bunch of level 30s. Oh, no cards, no shoes. All right, but he will always drop this yellow pass, which is part of getting out of here. Everybody climbs back up to the top. Okay, so that's going to be what the squishy shoes look like. When they drop from the boss, the stats here will be variable. Some of them are good. They range between 1 and 3. 3 is pretty rare, obviously, right? 2 is pretty darn good, but usually you get 1s, okay? So it does range, but if you run so many PQs and then you cash out with Clodo to earn the squishy shoes after doing so many Kerning PQ runs, it's always going to be base stat that way. You'll always have only 1s across your stats. That is base stat when you cash out your number of PQs. But if you get it as a drop from the King Slime, sometimes you get higher stats. All right, the leader, look carefully now. This is where I screwed up first time I did this in this server. The leader will make sure he has all 10 passes in his hands. Yep, I sure do. From the mobs, the snakes, and the King Slime, all together will make 10 passes. You'll see 2 girls here. Do not click Nella, okay? You will not click Nella. That just exits you out of the PQ and you get no credit. May God have mercy on your soul, okay? You talk to Clodo here, and that is what gets you out the PQ. Only the leader can click, okay? He has to have all 10 in his hands, and then he clicks Clodo. And it says, clear, good job. All right, yeah. And then everybody can start clicking her to get to the bonus map. You automatically go to the bonus map before you exit. This is your quote-unquote bonus map. It's literally just extra paperwork. It's literally BS, dude. Like, it's just another leveling ground. Okay, no, it doesn't have a higher chance of dropping clothes or anything like that as far as I know. It's just more leveling, you know, extra hours. I don't understand neither, so usually we just leave. The leader clicks Nella this time. Are you ready to leave the bonus map? Yes. I don't know why it takes me to this map, what this map does, but you have to talk to Nella again, and then you actually physically exit the PQ. And that is it. That is it. That is Kerning PQ for you. You tend to get very fast experience from it, and you level pretty quick through it. So have fun with it. Any questions or concerns or anything, feel free to ask anytime. But hopefully this was helpful to you. So thank you so much.